All right, y'all. Smackdown review for October 14th, 2022. So it's not that great of a show outside of Bray Wyatt segment at the end and the Bloodline stuff and Rey Mysterio. Most of this show was pretty much boring outside of those three things. All right, let's get to it. First up, there's a car crash outside the arena. Karrion Kross and Scarlett are hurt in the car crash. Drew McIntyre comes out of nowhere and just attacks Karrion Kross. Pretty much just bashes his head against a truck or whatever. All right, first match, we got Kofi Kingston versus Sami Zayn. Kofi's accompanied the ring by Xavier Woods. Sami Zayn accompanied the ring by Jey Uso. Sami Zayn hit an elbow from the ropes for a 2 count. Sami hit a suplex. Kofi hit a drop kick on Sami Zayn. And Kofi hit a knee to the face. Sami for a near fall. Sami shoves Kofi off the top rope. Kofi hits an SOS for a 2 count. And Kofi hit a suicide dive. And outside the ring, Jey Uso super kicks Woods. Sami Zayn hit the blue thunder bomb for a near fall. Kofi went for the pin. And then Jey Uso kicked Kofi so Sami could get the roll-up win. So he pinned him for the win. And there's a segment in the back. Triple H and Rey Mysterio. Rey says he reached a breaking point with Dominic. Says he wants to quit the business. Triple H says we can come up with another solution. So they go have a meeting in his office. All right, next up we got Braun Strowman versus a bunch of jobbers. He pretty much squashes them. After the match, Omos and MVP are in the crowd. MVP says, standing next to Omos, you look normal. So it looks like they're going to have a match at Crown Jewel, Omos versus Braun Strowman. There's a segment in the back between Sami Zayn, Solo Sikoa, and Jey Uso. Jey says, you're welcome. Sami says, I would appreciate some credit. And Solo Sikoa says he was watching Sami. And then Solo says he is going to have a piece of his own gold. All right, next up we got LA Knight versus Mansoor. LA Knight hit a back body drop. And LA Knight hit a clothesline and a neck breaker. And then LA Knight hit the BFT for the win, blunt force trauma. LA Knight says he's putting everybody on notice in the locker room. I think he's going heel. And we'll see how good this guy is. Next up is a match between 6-woman tag match. Damage Control versus Shotzi, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez from NXT. Perez hit a suicide dive on Bayley. Perez hit a Russian leg sweep for a near fall. Dakota Kai kicked Shotzi in the face. Raquel hit a fallaway slam on Bayley. Sky hit a moonsault on Raquel on the outside of the ring while she was holding Dakota Kai. Roxanne hit a Hurricane Rana for a 2 count, and then Bayley pinned Perez for the win. There was another match, Hit Row versus new group Legado del Fantasma. This was pretty much a nothing match. Top Dollar hit a big boot on Cruz. And then there was a bunch of interference. It was like 2 minutes. Match was like nothing. And then the leader, Santos and Zelina Vega interfered to help Legado del Fantasma get the win. There's a segment in the back with Sonya Deville. She says Liv Morgan failed. And Liv attacked Sonya. And she did a senton through the table and started smiling or laughing or whatever. And Morgan got a little psycho ever since she lost to Ronda. All right, so main event. It was supposed to be Ricochet versus Sheamus versus Cross versus Solo Sikoa. Because of the car crash, they replaced Karrion Kross with Rey Mysterio. And they said during the match, Rey Mysterio is a permanent member of the Blue Brand, so he's on Smackdown now. This is for a shot at the Intercontinental title, #1 contenders match. Rey hit a dive on all 3 opponents outside the ring. Sheamus hit an Irish Curse backbreaker on Rey Mysterio. Sikoa hit a clothesline on Ricochet. And Solo hit a Samoan drop on Sheamus outside the ring. Sheamus hit a suplex on Rey for a 2 count. So Sikoa hit a double powerbomb on Ricochet and Rey Mysterio. Sheamus hit a Irish Curse backbreaker on Solo. And then Sami Zayn and Jey Uso interfere. They try to beat up Sheamus, but Sheamus pretty much just destroys them, tossing out the ring. And then Butch and Ridge Holland come out to help Sheamus, the brawling brutes. And then Ricochet counters the first 619 attempt by Rey Mysterio. And then Rey goes for it again. This time he hits Ricochet with 619. Then he went up to the top rope for a frog splash and on Ricochet, and he got it for the win. So it's going to be Rey Mysterio versus Gunther, most likely at Crown Jewel. So it should be a good match. All right, next up, we got the last segment, Bray Wyatt at the end. He was out of character for this. I don't know if this was a good idea or not. He opened up about he's been gone for a year. 2 people passed away during this past year. He's probably one of them is probably Brody Lee. Not sure who the other one is. So he got the mic. He says he's nervous. He never thought this would happen. This is a version I never got to introduce to you. And he says nothing he ever did mattered to anyone. He was wrong. And then the crowd started cheering. He said he lost his self-confidence. And then he says, thank you to the crowd. You all saved my life. So it was very emotional and stuff. First appearance on Smackdown since about a year. Yeah, so it's cool to see Bray Wyatt. So see where they go with this. And then at the end, a video played on the Titantron with the same mask that he wore at Extreme Rules. So it's probably going to be a group of people he's going to feud with or something. I don't know. So yeah, that's pretty much it for SmackDown. See ya.